Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the tier system Wisconsin Spear Fisherman. Um, I was kind of looking, and I was like, oh, yeah, we could upgrade, one of the wide receivers, but they're 30 years old, but they still got great speed. But then I was kind of seeing, like, hey, I could get this Ronnie Singleton or whatnot, but I was also kind of, thinking we're decent at what we have right now. Yeah, this guy's only 22. I did see like another fullback that would be like a great, just in case if like he were to get injured or him getting older or something like that. But that person was 23 years old and had C's across the board, so um, we're set kind of for fullback. But and then with wide receiver, it would just add another person and stuff like that. And then when we saw that corner, we have one signed already at 20 years old, and he's A plus, A minus, and B minus for blocks and stuff. So we're kind of set for corner if we truly wanted to. But for this, it's kind of just changing the coaching staff eventually throughout time because we only have 22 million, and also with these training facilities, we got the pool room, swim laps, or rehab. That's 40 million. Obviously, we don't have that available, or this rehab that's 6 million. We'll purchase that for the trainer's room and stuff, and eventually get these going because they reduce overall and stuff. And then be 8 million and 1.2 for the buses. So we're just gonna upgrade those throughout the season now, since we only have 16 million left to kind of change over like 2 coaches or something like that. So overall head coach, even though he's not like the A that I desire, I'm going to keep him. We have him for 2 more years. We have this offensive coordinator. He's A offense, A discipline. Even though he has this badge, is something to look into. It's this defensive coordinator. Even though he's got 5 years left, we're minus 700. We got 15 million basically. We could assign a new coach if we truly wanted to and move these guys, but we're just going to hire a new coach. That has A on everything, but development wise, not so good. So, for this defensive coordinator, we got we could use this person for something else, but we could have Roberto Hogan or Decker McDowell. Even though he's got B plus, but it's still an upgrade, and he's got A minus offense and defense, B plus on development. So that's what we're going to do, because these A coaches could be for something else, whether it be because this is also the coordinator, so they gotta have A's in both. And he could also be moved into, head coach potentially within the next 2 years. So we're gonna offer him that contract, and we're down to 8 million. So our new defensive coordinator is Decker McDowell, and he's set. Offense coordinator, we could move from him. We're just gonna let him sit here for right now. And kind of look to upgrade these position coaches. As QB coach, we upgraded last season, and same with the running back coach, the receiver coach. We could look into did the D lines, the linebacker could be something to look into. Even though he has boost to all linebackers, but development is more kind of the important part for that. Could be D-line coach. Okay, we have that as an A. O-line coach, we could look to move from. So we're going to hire a new coach. This guy could be the perfect O-line coach. Overall. And he's the only coach we will be able to move from. So, got a new O-line coach, A development, which is good. Receiver coach will have to look for next year throughout the season, but not all the coaches are going to be at A development. But just to kind of try to improve overall of what we have from. So yeah, like for example, we have B- evaluation, but this guy could also be a coach, maybe, but he's at C- development. I try to stay within B+ to A+ on development, B at the minimum, but I only have $1 million to work with. These personnel are going to get signed by somebody else. I mean, there has been a few like 23-year-olds that were, that could be looked into being in the practice squad, but we only have 5 roster spots left on that and moving people around. So we are going to simulate week 1, and we did win. And we'll see what we have, any trade requests. So a 2nd round pick for running back, 4 year 7.2. We have the defensive end that's on his last year deal for a 1st round this year and a 3rd round this year. Or Mr. Woods for his 2nd round pick. I would consider this because then I could trade him again, but I'm gonna reject. But we did win our first game. We have $3 million now in funds, so we really can't hire anyone. Don't have any injuries or anything, so you're set for that. We lost our next game. It's probably kind of the same deals, so yeah, so it's the same deal. But I do want to look. So we have 2 6th-round picks, a 5th round, 4th, and that. So I do want to look at. So Washington, I want to look at getting a 4th round for 2 6th-round picks. Perfect. So now it's just that 5th round pick to get rid of. There, perfect. Okay. So now we have 2 5th rounds, 2 6th rounds, potentially to get a good, potentially get this all for a 1st round pick this year. I'm going to try to do that. It's fifth to 7th round, I really don't try to do for a first round pick. Oh, okay. What about a second round? Or try a second round. Okay, so I got me a second round pick. So I have 3 second round picks next year. But that'll be fine right there. I always try to stay within the top 4. So who knows? That way it's not that many people that I'm getting, and it's the best of the best right away, and then we're done. Oh, Avery Ingram. Oh, we had Moran, not Ingram. It just looks like the dude that we had because of all the... There's like 5 to 12 pictures, and then they're roughly the same. So, simulate. So we have that. What kind of training offers do we have now? Our second for 25-year-old wide receiver like last year with a 3rd round. Second for Woods and outside linebacker. No, I'm good. Simulate. We lost. We won by 1. Alright. Lost again. Lost. We won. Alright. Darnell Gonzalez is now an A- and 15 additional points. Do have an injury. Running back turf toe. Alright. Kind of look at the trade requests here. There's quite a bit of them. So we have first round this year, our first round pick for an outside linebacker that's 31 years old. Nope. We got DN, 29 years old. That's a B for his second round pick. Take that as a no. 25-year-old with 3 years left on his deal. A B plus for a first round that we traded for. Second round for running back that will have 3 more years. No. 21-year-old A- corner in his second round for a first round next year. Second round this year, so we'll have 4 second round picks. But that's also next year's draft for a A- corner that we'll have for a year. Then I'll want like 16 mil. Honestly, to upgrade our wide receiver core and have them for 3 more years to get rid of one of our first round picks, I'll accept that. Yeah, we'll accept this. We'll have him for 1 more year on contract too as well. And we'll get a 6th round pick this year. So, we have no first round picks. We have 3 second round picks. 2/3 and 2/4. Okay. So, are they both now on practice squad? Yeah. So we're going to move him. Receivers. So, Junior Smith. Here again moved. I think it was this guy too. They're 31. Okay, so now we have decent young core within 20 to 26. And then the corners probably, yeah. So now we gotta move a corner. At this point, go look at player contract C. Clay Martinez, Oscar Floyd. So Clarence Hall has 4 years left. McKnight has 3. He's got 2, so we'll have him for 2 years now, the end of this year and next year. So Oscar and Coy, or Kai. Kai will probably re-sign. And Floyd we're gonna let walk. Okay. I was just kind of seeing if there's any trade pieces, so to speak, for me trading out, but at this point, fullback we're good. Tight end. Nothing. Tackles, there's nothing. 25 years old. He's got D plus pass blocking. 21. So 3 for 4. So send him to the practice squad and see who's Pat Parker is going to be there. So as we'll see, well, they all got 3 years on the deal. So as we could send, with these guys being young, we could send Kerry Newton, but he's got 3 years left, so we have to do a contract buyout. I mean, we could trade him. It's less money we'll have to deal with afterwards. Looking for a guard, but we'll give him a center. That would be contract buyout 4.8, but then we get, then we don't have to pay $8 million per year. And he's 27, so we'll want a 4th round next year for him. Okay, perfect. That so side linebackers are zone coverage with D plus speed. Three is F and zone and man coverage. Let's get running backs real quick, see if there's any 24, B minus catching, outrunning. Yeah, free agency just, it's not good so far, so. Literally all it is centers that are good for free agency right now. For 2 years, that's what I'm doing. Because that's what said I was doing what they want bare minimum wise, so. Defensive tackle. Okay. Yeah, that last spot is just saved if we have to move people around. So, but, that's not what I want. So we're 6 and 5 right now. Personnel. I just want to see B, C plus, C, and C. I'll send him to the practice squad. Guy we just signed, we'll send to the full. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Yes. So now he's the behind him. So I just want to know. I have 1 first, 2, 3. So I have basically 1 less pick than last year, which is fine. And then next year we'll have even 1 less. So we won. $25. Also an inside linebacker. Kind of need that right now. But we can also draft 1 possibly. What is our situation with inside linebackers right now? A B minus, C plus, C plus. Or if we have 2 Bs, but they want a 2nd round pick for it. Yeah, why not? I'll accept it. Thing is, I can't. Our squad is full. trade people off of my practice squad? I don't think I can. No. Guy drafted, so I don't. Perfect. So, get rid of that running back, which now gives me room to send him to the active roster. Comes the practice squad. Let's find a We'll go with the young guy. He wants $2 million for 4 years. Perfect. Okay. I don't have room. So we made the 4th spot. We just made the 4th spot. I'm not gonna win the next game though. Punter. Okay. So Vancouver remains in tier 2 because they went from tier 3 to tier 2. So they had so LA gets dropped down, Houston goes up. Vancouver doesn't win, so they stay, and Detroit stays. And then Nebraska is the overall winner. So that's 2 teams from because Houston went down, so but yeah, because Vancouver went up. Now Houston's going up, so Player contracts. Partner's gone, which is nice. Free safeties. We are going to start fresh. Corner. That's what I'm doing. He's gone. Could look, but we'll keep him. That. You're gone. Guards. Okay. Tight end, you're gone. Cliff Olson is now A-, so he replaced our Carter Howard. And wide receiver. I knew this was going to come. Look at player progression though. Pass is going downwards. Clint Ramos is going up pretty quick. Running back. Dexter's going up. Brown Wallace, who we just signed, is going up. He continues to go up. Everyone's gone up, but Aiden Fuller and Junior Smith. Okay. So we'll look to draft one. So you two are gone. So you want 5 years? Okay. Well, we'll do that because you're an A-, but we'll give you 2 years until this kind of core kind of catches up. Perfect. Okay. We'll look at free agency right now. But we could also look at our roster spots, what we have left. We have Moses Hall. So around their last, oh, there's another wide receiver. He's 39 years old though. What does he want? 4 for 2? Yeah, I'll take that. But trade request 4th and 4th next year for that guy. Nope. Boyd for 1st round next year and a 3rd. For 1st round, 2028. Or is this 2027? Oh, so this year. so first and the third this year. There's a first next year. For a kicker. I'm going to accept this one because we do have an A minus for corners, and we have a lot of B plus overall people. So we'll accept that. Second round for a B plus D end for 1 year. So 2 first round. So we'd literally have kind of the same, but you know, third instead of second. Now we have a 7th round. Do we have to sign them though? I only have 18 mil. Yeah, since we have 18 mil, I'm going to accept it. But since I'm thinking of trading, I'm going backwards, I know. Add. Okay. Okay. So we may have to trade some of our draft picks now since we don't have that much money. Which isn't a big deal, but okay, no, not there. 2 fourth-round picks this year. Okay, perfect. We'll see what if this will be. Okay. So we got 2 stellar running backs now. What else do we need? Don't need corner. Side linebacker. Where's the defensive tackle? So we just get 2 first-round picks. For that we do. Okay. I just resigned him too. You need a DT. Okay. So now we can focus on think at defensive tackle this year. Look over. Quarterback, we're good. Running back, we're decent right now. Fullback, we're good. Wide receiver, we're decent. Yeah, it could be something if there is somebody. It's in the first round. Tight end. Could be an emphasis again. Just get that second star up and running. And offensive tackle. I know we only have 3 picks, but it's not like we need everything with, at least we have 3 to 4 positions we can look at. So we're number 8, 33, and 31. So at number 8, so running back, I mean, there's this guy, but fullback, we're good. Wide receiver. We'll come back to that. Tight ends. There's really nobody left. Offensive tackle, guard. Offensive tackle would be this guy, if anything. Defensive tackle has nobody. Defensive end has somebody. Inside linebacker. It's not really a good class this year for that. Outside linebacker. Corner again, we don't need. Strong safety has 2. So this wide receiver, the strong safety. I'm going to go with the strong safety. Was picked up. Somebody in the tight end class. Tackle was picked up, but this guy seems to be a decent one. Doesn't have any. So we filled that hole. So either tight end, wide receiver. Well, it's either wide receiver or defensive tackle right now. Okay. It's decent, so Strong safety. The 5-year deals. And the defensive tackle. Okay. I can pass up on him though. I know we need another free safety. Free agency, free safety. There we go. But we don't. Alright, so hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. We did lose in the first round of that mini playoff to move up, but we did find another A++ in that strong safety. So we have A+ all across the board. We have 2 of them basically in the defense. And we have another A in the corner. And the end defensive front we have a decent, so our defense is pretty decent. Our offensive line is pretty decent right now. And then we got A- for Cliff Olson that we drafted last year, and wide receiver of A-, with Quentin Steele. Everything else, I think we have way too many wide receivers, but on the roster usually I keep 6, but they'll be fine for the 8-man roster, or 53-man roster, I should say. And we do have extras. of people getting injured. So overall, we got $2 million in the bank right here to start the next season, as we start with 57 morale, and we start at home versus Carolina. So have a good one.